Hi, Roanne. How are you today?
Hi, Martha. I'm doing very well.
Okay, well,
Doing
thank
very
you
well.
for taking the time for sharing with our audience your journey with PSYCH-K, for giving us these
hmm
few minutes to explore what PSYCH-K has meant in your life. So, how about we start by sharing with our audience, how did PSYCH-K find you?
Ah, so about 4 years ago, I was listening to a book. I believe, no, it wasn't a book. I was listening to Bruce Lipton, and it was one of his long lectures that I found on YouTube. So it's probably 2 hours or some, almost 2 hours. And
Mm.
towards the end of the lecture, he mentioned Psyche.
Okay.
Now I had been on, like a personal development journey for past 10 plus years. And this was the first time I'd heard about it. But it stuck in my mind. I went, oh, this is interesting. So I Googled and I looked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do this. I want to learn more about this. But the timing was not right with work, with money, it just didn't happen. That was 4 years ago. And then 3 years after, almost to the day, um, I everything just worked out within the span of about 2 weeks for me to take the PSYCH-K Basic.
Mm.
So it's funny because I told the instructor the very first day when I sat in that basic class, I said, you know what, this is all perfect because even though I wanted, PSYCH-K said, hey, 3 years before that,
Mhm.
it wasn't the right time for me. Like I knew it when I sat in the class that it would not have been the right
Okay.
time 3 years before. So that's how I found, or PSYCH-K found me, and
Yes.
in the perfect time.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I agree with you that that perfect timing, it is divine timing. It's not before we're ready, it's not after we're ready. I had Bruce's book collecting dust for 3 years. So until I was ready to hear this, probably into.
Yeah.
And I think that's the beauty of what we call the superconscious mind that guides us to that perfect moment
Oh,
as we
yes,
go through
yes,
life. Yes.
yes.
So if somebody were to ask you today, based on your experience with PSYCH-K, what is PSYCH-K? What is PSYCH-K for you?
Hmm. So PSYCH-K for me, um, my short answer is PSYCH-K is a tool.
Mhm.
Um, it doesn't seem to be enough though, like to say it's a tool. Um, but it's something that has helped me to be more open, something that has helped me to be more trusting of life and just everything that we encounter in life. Um, Psyche is it's a tool that is works with us and not on us, if that
Okay.
makes sense,
Yes,
right?
absolutely. Mm.
Yeah, it works with you and who you are and your true self. Um, yeah, I think that's the best explanation. It's fun, it's simple,
Hmm.
and it's effective. It's effective in that we're seeking our goal, whatever our personal goal is, and Psyche is an effective tool, simple tool to help us reach that.
Yeah, I would agree with you that it's when you say it's with us, this idea that PSYCH-K is tailor-made to each individual. It's
Mm,
gonna find us in that perfect moment of evolution, and that's why it's with us, because it's not coming from outside. It's that choice that we're making of
yes,
applying this in our daily life. And
yes.
based on that, on PSYCH-K working with you
hmm
and your choice of doing this, what would you say are like some significant transformations, or even the subtle ones, either at the physical, the mental, the emotional, and or spiritual level? Because I think this transforms each person's lives in so many different ways. And some are very evident and some are more subtle. So what would you say would be those changes that keep you doing PSYCH-K?
Like I mentioned, the first day of my basic class, my instructor Joanne said, in what she was, saying at the start, she said something about it's all perfect, and that stuck with me, and I went, yes. And like I said, that's when I realized, you know what? Yeah, this is exactly as it's supposed to be, when and how, and when we get to the place where we can have that knowing, not just intellectually, but that knowing within us that
Mm.
even when things might seem out of sorts and whatever else is going on, that you can have that peace in knowing that, you know what, this is divine. It's all perfect. In all the craziness, it's still all
Yes.
perfect. Um, that's one of the biggest things I've taken away from PSYCH-K, that, or I've gained,
Mhm.
from doing PSYCH-K, is it's that sense of it's all good. It's all perfect. And it's funny because I see such a shift in myself. I feel like the past 10 years before PSYCH-K of personal development that I read and learned and went to classes and whatever, I feel like those 10 years got compressed down into just the past year that I've been, after I learned PSYCH-K, it's like the change that I had in those 10 years happened in the span of a year. It's been really amazing to look at myself. I look back at my journaling, and even being in situations where I read words or I hear people say certain things, and it just feels so like that is so not me. It's just like that is not me. Like I want to go, don't say that. But I also have enough peace within myself that I don't feel like I need to fix the person or
Mhm.
fix the situation. It's just a really wonderful place to be.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. And
it
so
is.
I think that, to what have I gained physically,
Mhm.
mentally, spiritually, I'm a better me. I'm a more peaceful me. I'm a just more okay. Like just I was reading Amy Poehler's book, and I love, she said, if you can surf your life instead of planting your feet, you'll have a better life. And I went, yes,
Oh,
because that's what it feels like I'm able to do now, that I'm able to just surf my life, whatever is coming, it's all good. I'm not high, I'm not low, I'm just all is well.
how beautiful. I love
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I hadn't heard that, but yeah, I would agree that that's how my life is. It's like surfing, and it's like going with the wave, and
Yeah.
let's see where the river takes us next.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's not like, oh, I'm scared as to what's
Right.
gonna happen. It's okay, what's next?
Yeah, exciting.
It is. It really is.
Oh, great. We get a lot of emails asking, should I go to Psych? I don't know. Like you said, I've been to so many things before, or this is my first thing. If somebody is having doubts about taking a workshop or going to a session with somebody, what would be your advice?
I'm gonna say this, knowing that a lot of people do have a hard time with this,
Yes.
but I believe we know. So I would say if Psyche has showed up in your path more than once, maybe it's trying to say something, just maybe. But it's best for us to, it's like if the idea occurs to you, then explore it. Explore it. We know it's best.
Mhm.
Oftentimes we just don't listen to that little voice inside of us.
Mm.
Um, and oh, maybe it's just not the right time, but it may be in the future. So be open to that. Be open,
Yeah.
and you will know if that little tap on the shoulder.
A little voice
Yeah.
saying,
Like, yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you. This has been a lovely exploration of your journey. And I've been doing Psyche for 11 years. And like you said, it's all so out of time and space that I could not put into human time, but
Mm,
the transformations and the changes that have happened. So it doesn't matter if it's been a year or 11 years, it's in
yeah,
our own timing. And I
yeah.
appreciate what you're doing. I've witnessed your transformation, which is a huge privilege.
Thank you.
And yeah, infinite gratitude for you having the courage to be a better you.
And my gratitude to you, Martha, for being part of my PSYCH-K journey. um, it's seeing the way that you share so openly and from your heart and your own experience. It's been a blessing as part of this journey.
Thank you. Do you do private sessions?
I do. I do. I
Okay.
have. That's actually been one of the fun things for as part of this. It's to hear the feedback
Mhm.
from folks after the session. Um, and I also do health coaching. So I have a system that I use that identifies like emotional conflicts for people. And I love that, then we can figure that out and then go, okay, so um, like one of my favorite questions in PSYCH-K is what do you want instead? And
Right.
then to be
It's a
able to
key
move
question.
people into that place, that's been really cool. So PSYCH-K has been great for me, but I think I enjoy, working with other people just because the feedback after is so amazing.
Yes, I agree. So if somebody wants a private session with you, how do they find you?
Oh, you can find me on my website, or you can
Mhm.
just Google my hashtag. It's enjoying being all present.
Oh,
uh, yes, enjoyingbeing.com. And
okay,
find me there. Yeah,
great. If
thanks.
you can send me that information, then we can post it as well with
Oh,
our,
absolutely.
okay.
Yes, so
Well,
thank
thank you,
you.
beautiful. I hope you have a great rest of your day and that I may see you soon some other time.
Yes, absolutely. Soon.